This is Mr. DeRoy Cruz, your Life Applications Officer. Just a quick video here. Um, this is a Parisiquite, a commentary on a lot of the videos that I've been doing lately for my playlist, Race, Politics, and Culture. Look it up. A lot of stuff about blackness in there, the black community. A lot of stuff in there about Donald Trump. A lot of stuff in there about um, different things. And this is a Christian channel, so I can't leave God out. I can't leave Jesus out. I'm sorry. But one of the things that we've been having trouble with here in America is culture. Let's start with black folks, because I do a lot of that in my playlists. Because why? Because I care about black people. I don't hate them. I'm not Uncle Tom. You can call me an Uncle Tom if you want to, because, you know, there's a lot of things I am Uncle Tom about, but I'm not an Uncle Tom. And what I mean by an Uncle Tom about is that I agree with white people on those issues. I agree with anyone that would say black, where it is mostly dealing with black people, and it is. Okay, and a lot of people, you know, um, they clash. Um, well, we clash. This is we culturally clash in this country. We see that strongly in this reign of President Donald Trump. And as I just said in the two videos that I've just done about Donald Trump, I don't see Donald Trump as the problem. I see the fact that by Donald Trump coming into it, it shows how much we clash as various cultures. Now, um, there is a fine line between, first of all, the black folks. Let's start with y'all. Let's start with us. There's a fine line between the black folks that, marched back in the 50s and earlier. Then the uprising of black, free, poor people, so to speak, who chose to resort to violence, gangs, and, lifestyles that don't help all. Lifestyles that don't help all. Okay? Now, America is a money state. Wait, I'm sorry. America is a money country. It's not a communist country. We don't have some guy standing in the shadows controlling everybody, and when you don't have the money for something, he's going to, take care of you with his crumbs that fall from his table. Neither is this a country where the people that have the money have it all to themselves. No. It costs you to be a president. It costs you to be a mayor or any kind of politician. It costs you. They have a budget plan for these things. This stuff costs. Everything costs money. You want to be a leader, you want to make money, it costs you money. America is all about money. It really is. It's all about money. And that's our downfall, really. But on the flip side of that same coin, we don't want to be a communist nation where there's only one person holding all the money. He's rich and he's living in a mansion, you know, and everybody else is suffering and killing each other over pennies, you know, so they can eat, so they can find milk for their baby, you know. But you keep hating on Donald Trump and what he's trying to do, in my opinion. You keep spending all our tax dollars on your libido, as I said in other videos, on your crazy transgender sexual fantasy escapades. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there because, it's one thing when you have this problem, but when you try to drag our government into that. Hey, look at me, I'm transgender. This is going to cost you. Hey, look at me, I'm gay. This is going to cost you. Hey, look at me. I'm a sexual slut and I'm going to have a lot of babies that I'm not going to take care of them. I'm going to kill them and it's going to cost you. Okay? Because I'm not supposed to be having these babies. I'm just supposed to be having sex, but I'm not supposed to be having babies. So it's going to cost you. And all this going on, and you want to complain about, some government help for religious groups and all this kind of stuff. Give me a bloody break. Really. Get out of my face with that. Okay? I don't need the government to do anything for me except stay out of my pocket while I'm trying to get on my feet. That's all I need the government to do. Dude, you see me? You see me trying to pay these bills? Okay, stay out my pocket. I will call you. I will call you when I am on my feet and I can afford to pay stuff that I owed 20 years ago. But, that's all I need government to do for me is stay out my pocket. Let me pay my bills, man. But getting on with it, we have a culture clash here in America. And that is one problem that we have here in America that we don't have in other countries, even though other countries are killing each other and all like this. But you would figure in a metropolitan free country with all kinds of political parties and defenses and all this stuff, you would think that, well, a lot of people think that that's the answer to everything, and it's not. It really isn't. It's not. It's shown you over the years it's not. And, do you have a culture? Do you have a positive culture? And sometimes, if you have a culture, that's a threat. For example, let's say we have gay culture. That wouldn't have nothing to do with the stuff that I hear on the police radar, would it? That wouldn't have nothing to do, would it, of the raping of teenage boys or boys that are minors. Wouldn't have nothing to do with the raping of these boys, would it? Gay culture. Again, how did Pastor Eddie Long find them boys, which wasn't really boys? I think they had to be at least in high school. They had to be at least close to seniors, if not past the age of seniors. I forget exactly. I forget if it said anything about how old they were, but He knew where these boys were at. He knew what they were practicing. And he went down there and got it. Just like in the Bible. In the 14th chapter of 1 Kings. 1 Kings, I think it's 2 Kings actually. You can look it up for yourself. Same thing happened. These boys were mixed within other cultures. And when men wanted to do something because they had unbridled sexual desire and, there wasn't any female sluts around, they went after a male slut. And it's all based on their sin. Not only the sin of those that were the sluts, but the sins of those that had a desire, who allowed themselves to become so unruly that they had to look for any kind of slut whatsoever in the first place. But this is part of our culture. You say a word like gay culture, you just hung yourself. It's best to lie and say that such a thing doesn't exist. Because if you say, well, you need to be careful because there's gay culture, well, you just hung yourself. You just hung the gays. You just busted them. What do you mean gay culture? If we're fighting for homosexuals to have rights, that means we're fighting for them to have the same rights that we have, right? So where do they get off having a gay culture? And then you got feminist culture, MGTOW culture. You have black culture, oh my God. Which I hate to say, this is going to be the most Uncle Tom thing I ever said. I don't believe in black culture. Might have used to believe in it when I was little. But every time I step in front of black culture, it's always about me and another black individual getting ready to get into a fist fight. Whoop, did I just step into the black community? Did I just step into black culture? Boy, am I feeling a little bit of black culture today. Blacks hating on blacks because they don't feel that blacks have a right to be different than them. Did I just step on your black toes today by deciding that, and I notice, as I started to say in another video and I didn't finish, there's a big thing. See, this is what you got to be careful about in politics. Because when you go to a Trump rally, most of the people there aren't poor. If you go to a Hillary Clinton rally, if you go to a Barack Obama rally, if you go to a presidential campaign, most of the people that are there are not the kind of people you will see riding on the bus. They're not the kind of people that you will see downtown Pittsburgh, just wandering around. Obviously, they got no money to do nothing but be a nuisance to those walking by that have money. That's a culture in itself, believe it or not. And when you try to pull that culture, and a lot of them ain't even registered to vote, but you're dependent on their say-so. They get to yell and scream a little bit. And then some of these are, a number of these are they can vote. While they think that everything is about them being broke. They was broke the last Republican presidential inauguration. The last Republican presidential denomination, however you want to put it. The last Democrat. The last Republican, or the last Democrat, they've been poor all their life. Since president after president after president after president after president, they've been poor all their life. They've been in a struggle all their life. Which one of these presidents, if the president has anything to do with the poor people, which one of these presidents is going to help them get to that place to where their fantasies are trying to get them? And see, there's a part of being poor, and this falls on black folks too. There's a part of being poor that is your fault, as black folks say, your fault. Okay? Just like me. I got a lot of issues in my life financially that are killing me. It's not the white man's fault. God strike me in hell right now. It's not the white man's fault. It's my fault. White man tried to help me. And he did help me. Oh, let me be honest. The white man helped me more than twice, more than triple. He said, okay, D-Roy, I helped you get this car. Don't screw it up. And I screwed it up. D-Roy, I'm helping you get this loan. Don't screw it up. And I screwed it up. D-Roy, we all got together. We wrote out a check for your rent that's delinquent. You don't even have to pay us back. Here you go. And I screwed it up again. And I'm a black man. And I screwed it up again. And there's no way, if I be honest with myself, for me to tell any of the white people around me or the black people around me, oh, I'm in a black struggle. It's all about white supremacy. This is why I can't get ahead, because white people, it's all, it's about white people, man. I can't get ahead. It's goddamn white people, man. They beat us and everything, man. Look at that white man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. I can't do that. I'd have to be a liar, a sinner on my way to hell to say that crap. I really would. It's my fault. And if my situation was, if it was black people that helped me out, oh, they love to preach against white people, but it's never been a black person that's ever helped me get on my feet for anything. Even people that I grew up with, they see me years later, they say, hey man, how'd you get in that situation? They never once said, you should have called me. White people will say that. Why did you call me? There's a guy behind me that would have let you move in without a security deposit. And I could have talked to him because he's a friend of mine. Black people have never done that for me. But even if it was black folks, this is not a black or white issue, because even if it was black folks that have helped me out, and I've seen plenty of black folks help their children out, help their best friend, their homeboy out. He come back later with a gun, trying to rob him, because he know he's not going to get a fourth. 3 strikes and you're out. You don't get a fourth time, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife and kids. I'm putting my kids through college, and you still screwing around. You won't give me that money, okay? Or you ain't gonna have no wife and kids to worry about. This stuff goes on. What culture is that? What culture is that? So you got different kinds of poor people. You got poor people, needy people like me. Poor, you can call me poor, you can call me needy, you can call me middle class, you can call me whatever you want to call me. I'm just standing in the need of prayer and in need of a break. But if I don't get it, that's fine, because I really don't deserve it. I done robbed Peter, Paul, and James, and the mamas and the cousins. Okay, I done robbed everybody and their priests. Okay, you know, you know what I'm saying. When it comes to being financial responsible, I'm a loser. It ain't white folks' fault. It ain't black folks' fault. It's my fault. My fault. It's my fault. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. Now, if you want to help me educate myself, that's fine. But don't come to me and try to tell me that it is white cultures out here. Or it's because of, some other race coming into our country. And I know I do a lot of yelling and screaming about other races coming into this country collecting our money a lot faster than we can get our hands on it. And that's true. But it's not their fault. Okay? We're all going to lose in that respect if we don't, become a little bit like I just did a video about, white people need to become the hard white people that they used to be. Not to go back to slavery or go back to Jim Crow, but they do need to say, hey, this is our country. However we got it, it's been our country, and it's going to stay our country. There's no reason to go on a pity party and say, well, let's give it back to you. Well, you going to give it back to the Indians? Okay? What, you going to give it to blacks? Okay? To apologize as your way to get them to stop crying about racism? They're not going to stop crying about racism because no matter what you give them, they have to educate themselves in order to receive it. So don't even spare me with the white guilt. It's just as dumb as blackness. White guilt is just as dumb as blackness. Okay? It's just as dumb as the religion of racism, as Mr. Shelby put it. Okay? You're just in the same religion. Okay? White folks, get yourself out of there. Don't try to save the people in the burning house. Save yourself. Okay? Because in this situation right here, the people that are in the house knew the fire. They knew that if they kept on practicing the lousy forms of attitude that they were practicing, they knew was going to burn down the house. So it's their fault if they get burned up. So let me tell you something, you white people with your white guilt, okay? Jump out of the house. And whether they be black or white or whatever they are that's in there, you got to save yourself. Now, if the firemen can get to them and save them, that's fine. But you got to worry about you. Because why? You meant well. It didn't work out. Just because you mean well, it doesn't always work out. And sometimes you got to get to that point where you have to tell yourself, I've done my part. What more do you want from me? I've done my part. What more do you want from me? I've had some of my white friends tell me that. D-Roy, we can't keep going on around in circles like this. I've helped you out, man. I've done my best for you, but what do you want me to do? Become poor so you can become rich? Huh? Clash of cultures. And you think that all these black people are alike. That's the problem I have with white people. It's when you don't know the difference between black and black. Okay? Which I've seen some of these black folks act like Uncle Toms and then just go ape on white people. I mean, blood just going all over the place. Okay? It doesn't bother me when white folks don't trust black folks. Because it's going to be that way until black folks evolve. But I separate myself Okay, and I might even die for it. But I separate myself from the disease that floods the so-called black community. The fact that there is a so-called black community is a problem, and the fact that any white person or black person would let that word come out of their mouth is a problem that we have in this country. There is no black community, just black folks living like rats off of places that other races left behind, as I said before. Okay? No black community. All right? If there's a black community, then there shouldn't be no white folks in it whatsoever. You shouldn't need white folks to come and bail you out. You shouldn't need white folks to come in there and teach you how to run a community if it's the black community. There is no black community. Just communities where white folks was hoping you'd go in there and you wouldn't need their help any longer. But you do. Okay, you do. And so what happens? And I'm, just out here where I work at, they're starting to do that. There's people coming from other states coming into Pennsylvania. And they're saying, hey, I'll buy that for so many million. And what happens? They go in there and they kick the poor out. When they do that, the thugs get kicked out along with the poor because the thugs benefit from the poor. They're not going to invest like other cultures do. They're not going to invest big money so that they may have tall buildings or headquarters to anything. No. They live off the poor. They rob their own people and help make their own people poor. Okay? Drugs, like, for example, alcohol, bars and clubs and ghettos, for example. Okay? While these people don't even live in that ghetto. They go way out, live somewhere else, but then they want to come into your ghetto while you go in there like an idiot and drink their alcohol every day. Walking out of there drunk, making these people rich while it's killing you. And that's just an example. That's just an example. But it's a fact also. And, so there's more than one black culture. I'm not part of the black community. I'm not part of hip-hop culture, swag culture, none of that nonsense. I don't know what to call my culture. I guess I'll call it Christian culture because even the black folks that are in Christian culture, the closer they get to Jesus, the further away they get from the so-called black community for what it actually is. For what it actually is. Okay, even though they live in the black community, they're not bound to the so-called black community. Then you got these white people today who, white people used to love their white skin, especially the women. They used to love their white skin. Now, to a lot of, and not just white women, but black women too, with these tattoos. What culture is that? You say there's no culture, man. That's just people. This is the day where everybody's like, on a that's the fad today. That's the fashion today. Really? There's a girl that I'm thinking about right now who tattoos herself. She don't care about nothing but herself. And every weekend when she comes back to work, she's got a new tattoo. She done went from having all this tattoo to tattooing her face. Pretty soon it's going to be all over her face, her neck, her arms, everywhere. It's just going to be everywhere. And when I talk to this woman, it's like, where is America? You know what I mean? Where is it? I've never been there. You know, you got these people who listen to this music, mainly black folks listening to hip hop, can't sit still, praying to themselves on the bus. They chant and doing rituals on the bus. You know, on the street. You know, you can't wait to get to a disco to do that. You're going to run the old crippled man over and threaten to beat him up. Because you ran into him because you got your headphones on. You didn't hear him coming. Okay? So instead of apologizing and admitting that you was an idiot because you was all in your own little world. When the old man, went off on you, which, if I was in a situation, I'd go off on you too. Have some respect for the elderly and crippled, man. What kind of culture are you in? That your music comes before everything around you. You're so into your music, you can't take a moment to respect those that are walking past on a busy street behind you. Like, because you're so into your hip hop, all this from here to the front of the building, which you shouldn't be in front of that building because people are going in and out of it. It's a business. But all this is your space. And anybody walking here or here is invading your space because you're so into your hip hop. And then you got these, these people these white people who don't know who they are. They seem like nice people, but, the minute things don't go their way, boom, it takes nothing for the N-word to come flying out of their mouth. It takes nothing for them to make everything a black thing or a white thing. You got people coming into this country, Asians coming into this country, who think that, they're only supposed to connect with, who first of all, you can see that they don't share their culture or share or partake in American culture, even though they live here. And they only, they come here and they speak, 24/7 their language. But they only speak English, okay, to deal with buying and selling. Other than that, they have no reason to speak English. They're not going to speak English to a black person because they feel that they shouldn't be talking to black people. And they really don't care if they talk to white people, except for buying and selling. And everything that they do, they try to make it about their culture. And the Arabs are doing the same thing. And I don't think that that's fair in this country. I think if I went to China, the first thing I would want to do is get to know the Chinese people. What am I going to do? Go to China and blast my hip hop? Or blast my rap music? Don't nobody listen to that kind of music out there. Okay? And so it's just as wrong for anybody to come into this country and feel that it should only be about them and how they feel about their country back home. Well, if that's the way you feel, why are you here instead of at home? But if your home is a pool of blood, if your home lacks freedom, hello, wake up. Maybe you need to invest in somebody else's culture and back up off your culture just a little bit. Because obviously you had to come all the way clear across the world to find culture. But yet you want to come over here and act like this isn't the land of the free. Or the land of the free is not for you. Well, then if you're not into the land of the free, then you're in the wrong country. If you feel that no one can talk to you, no one can say hello to you, and you shouldn't say hello or have a conversation with any other Americans. What are you doing here? But yet our government, our White House, will do everything they can to make you comfortable while you don't see us in that same light. You don't see us in that same light. So, there you go. Culture clash. And that's one of the reasons why we have so much trouble in this country right now, is because we're all allowing everybody to have their own. People are defending Muslims. That's a problem. Stop defending them and tell them to be more American. People are defending blacks. Stop defending blacks. Stop having white guilt. Let them catch up with everybody else. People are hating on whites, and it ain't their fault. Okay, Asians and Arabs and Spanish and different ones coming over here, and they try to make it about them. Or they try to find a place where they can isolate themselves from the rest of America. It's wrong. And that's why we have so much trouble. That's why everybody hates Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is presenting the culture that we used to be. And we're past that culture. I came into this world adjusting to, you can call it white culture if you want to call it, or you can call it American culture. But to say that I come in this world to adjust the black culture when there really isn't any black culture, okay, is retarded. I adjust to American culture. So, and I think anybody coming into this country, okay, and including, you know, if you think you're a minority, you know, or if you think you know, whatever your complaint is, whatever chip you got on your shoulder, I think you need to adjust to American culture. First, understand what that is, and then adjust to it. That's what I've done, and I tell you what, it has set me free. It has got me away from. My ears are open. And my heart goes out to everybody and their issues. My eyes are open. My ears are open. Everything is open. That's what freedom is all about. Everything is open. Don't let these atheists fool you. Okay? Everything is open. That's what freedom is about. Okay? So God bless you. Thank you for letting me do another one. Thank you for listening. Leave a comment and I'll do a video about it. I want to know what you think. I want to know if there's anybody that's on my side. If there's anybody going through what I'm going through right now. In Jesus' name, God bless you. Talk to you soon.